Hello, myself Kumar Gaurav. I am from CS01 batch and my group number is 8. And our topic is Ikigai, that famous Japanese book Ikigai. So, Ikigai, a reason for being. The author of that book is Francisco Mirles and Hector Garcia. So, move to that. What is Ikigai? Pronounced as Ikigai is a Japanese concept meaning reason for being, that is what gets you out of bed in the morning, that is for what reason you wake up, or you what you want to do after that wake up. Everyone has Ikigai. The challenge is discover it, finding the reason for purpose for living. The basis of Ikigai is not only to enrich your life but to also enhance the lives of others. Ikigai is very useful in finding contentment in life and in everyday task. You can have as many Ikigais as you like throughout your life. So there is not a limited Ikigais for, like, if you think there is only one Ikigai for me, no. There are many Ikigais for you as you like. So here are some famous Japanese proverbs, like you discover who you are by acting naturally. So yeah, for any situation, act naturally. Be not afraid of going slowly. Be afraid of standing still. Yeah. Fall 7 times and stand up by 8. This is like try and try, then succeed. Even the monkeys fall down from the trees. Yes, you can. This is very meaningful. Even the monkeys fall down from the trees. That is, monkeys are expert in climbing, but sometimes they also fall down from the trees. So learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. So yeah, move to that next part. That is Ikigai, finding your reason for being or finding your Ikigai. So like there are 4 sections and some intersection in between them, like what you really love, that work what you really love. There is what the world needs, what you can get paid for, what you are good at. So you can see some intersection between these sets, like there is intersection between what you really love and what the world needs. This is called that mission. And you can see what the world needs and what you can get paid for, that is vocation, like that is entertained, purposeful but still unfulfilled. And there is another intersection, what you are good at and what you can get paid for. This should be your profession, comfortable but bored and empty. And then what you really love and what you are good at, this should be your passion. So yeah, so from this we can have an idea from where we have to start. So start from here, like what the world needs. So don't leave it to chance. Start by figuring out what the world needs. Yeah, start from the world needs and move to the second part, like what you are good at. Explore and develop rare and valuable skill that make the world better. Become so good that they can't ignore you. Yeah, from what you are good at to move to that what you love, like happiness will come from the combination of competence, autonomy, belonging, creativity and impact. And then what you love to what you can be paid for. So move to the fourth one, what you can be paid for. So if you have a rare and valuable skills and you are solving an important problem, money will follow. So from this diagram you can find out from where we have to start, like so we can cover all these things, like which is the best way to find our Ikigai. And the next part is like the 10 rules of Ikigai. These are the famous, like stay active. So don't be stop, like stay active all the time. Take it slow, do slowly but not wrong. Yeah, don't overeat. Surround yourself with friends exercise daily, smile, reconnect with nature, express gratitude, live in the moment, live your ikigai. Yes, yeah. Thank you. This is what all about. So thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Karan Sonkar from CS01 batch. I am member of group number 8. Our topic is Ikigai. I am going to discuss logotherapy, which is a subtopic of Ikigai, and how how logotherapy is related to Ikigai, and what is the importance of Ikigai and logotherapy in our life. So let's start. Let's start logotherapy. So what is logotherapy? Logotherapy is a form of psychotherapy that focuses on finding meaning and purpose in life as way to overcome mental health issue. It was developed by Australian neurologist and psychiatrist Viktor Frank, who believed that the primary motivation of human beings is to find meaning in their lives. Means we should we should choose a goal to live. By choosing a goal, we can live happily and joyful. Logotherapy is based on the idea that people can endure almost any suffering as long as they believe that their life has meaning. The therapist works with the patient to help them identify their unique purpose in life and then use that purpose as source of motivation to overcome their problem. Means eh, in logotherapy, therapist help you to find your mission, your goal to live because by choosing your goal you can live longer and joyful, and it will motivate you every time to. So the it is the beauty of logotherapy. The therapy typically involves a series of conversations and exercise aimed at helping the patient understand their own values. In logotherapy, there is a lot of exercise and conversation which help you to choose your mission and goal for to live. So, uh, so own values, beliefs, and goals, and how they relate to the larger world around them. The goal of logotherapy is to help the patient develop a sense of purpose and direction in their life, which can lead to greater resilience, happiness, and well-being. It will bring happiness in your life. So the logotherapy is very important. Better how to do better living through logotherapy. There is some key points we are going to discuss. We don't create the meaning of our life as Sartre claim. We discover it. We discover. We don't create the meaning of our life. We discover it. We each have a unique reason for being, which can be adjusted or transformed many times over the years. So here, everyone have unique reason to live. So you have to identify that reason for what you are living. So eh, uh, yeah, just as very often brings about precisely the thing that was feared, excessive attention to a desire or hyper intention can keep that desire from being fulfilled. Humor can help break negative cycles and reduce anxiety. We all have the capacity to novel or terrible things. The side of the equation we end up on depends on our decisions, not on the condition in which we find ourselves. So these are the points by which we can conclude our mission, our goal to live, and after choosing the goal, we can live happily and joyful. there is two more points. While logotherapy and ikigai are not the there is now we are going to discuss how logotherapy is important to ikigai. Means how logotherapy is related to ikigai. What is the difference between ikigai and logotherapy concept? So while logotherapy and ikigai are not the same thing, they share some similarities in that both are focused on finding purpose and meaning in life. Uh, Logotherapy and ikigai is not same, but using logotherapy, you can find your purpose, your mission, your goal to live, and also using ikigai, you can easily find your purpose, your mission to live. Ikigai is a Japanese concept that translates to a reason for that for being a reason for being. Ikigai means for a reason for being means for live live for a reason means you are living for a reason, you are living for a goal, so a reason to get up in the morning. It is the idea that each person has unique purpose in life, and that finding that purpose can lead to greater happiness, fulfillment, and negate longevity. So and like logotherapy, Ikigai emphasizes the importance of understanding one's values, passions, and goals, and using that understanding to create a sense of direction and purpose in life. Mm. Like Ikigai is also like a logotherapy. It's give importance to understand the values, passion, and goals of persons, and using that understanding, you can create some direction and some roadmap to live, to focus on your goal. Mm. However, while logotherapy is from psychotherapy that is focused on treating mental health issues, Kikai is more of a philosophical approach to life that emphasizes personal growth and self-fulfillment. In essence, both logotherapy and Ikigai encourage individual to look inward and identify what is the truly important to them, and so use that knowledge to create a meaningful and fulfilling life. In conclusion, we can say that logotherapy and Ikigai are both are similar, but in logotherapy we focus on treating mental health issue, but ikigai are philosophical approach that emphasize personal growth and self fulfillment. Almost both are similar, uh, and ikigai concept is basically mm, born from Japan. So that's uh, that is the overview of logotherapy and how logotherapy is related to ikigai, and what is the similarities in logotherapy and ikigai, and all that. No, thank you.
Hello guys, this is Chatal Sandeep from CS01. So, on the behalf of the Value Education, my topic is the famous Japanese book Ikigai. So, the the famous Japanese book Ikigai tells us the actual life purpose and how to achieve achieve the happiness in our life and how to live happily. This book tells us the knowledge of the various and the famous people who lived happily for long years. So I am here to explain about some of those people who lived more than 100 years. So actually the super centenarians, these super centenarians are called the people those who live more than 100 years. So if you see our the lifespan of the peoples in our country, the average lifespan of the peoples in our country is 70.15 years. But if we compare with the average lifespan of the peoples in Japan it is 84.62 in the from the year 2020. So if we compare with the Japan, we we the Indian people are have the average lifespan less than Japanese people. So for living a happy life, we need to in this more competition world, we should take some some habits which are very good, so we can take practice them and live happily. So in today's world there is more competition and more workload and stress and lack of healthy food and depression, etc. So we have to live happily for more years with overcoming all these difficulties. And the stress is the one of the major factor causing the heart problems. And stress is nowadays very common in people in this competitive world. So, so we are going to learn the actual habits of the people, those who lived longest in the world. So, I am here to explain about the words of the wisdom from the longest living people in the world. So, some of the the famous people who lived longest are the like the first one is the Misawa Okawa. So she lived for almost 117 years. So according to Gerontology Research Group, until April 2015, the oldest living person in the world was Misawa Okawa. She almost lived for 117 years and 27 days. And she lived for 3 centuries. Like she born in 1898 and lived up to 2015. So when the scientists were asked for what is her secret to live to more than 100 years, so she said that she simply said that eat and sleep and you will live a long time. You have to learn to relax. So her main objective for the longevity of her life is that just eat and sleep and don't take any stress and just live happily wherever you will be. And we have to try to learn how to relax, no need to take stress, and eat healthy food and have the proper sleep. So nowadays the sleep is lacking in today's generation. So her advice is to eat healthy food and have the proper sleep. And then next famous person who lived more than 100 years is the Maria Capovilla. So she lived for 116 years. So she is born in the Ecuador in 1889. Maria Capovilla was recognized by the Guinness as the world's oldest person in 2016. So she is the oldest person in 2006. It was recorded by the Guinness World of Book of Records. So she died in Philomena in 2016 at 116 years and 347 days old, leaving behind the 3 children, 12 grandchildren, and 20 great and great great grandchildren. So she almost saw the 4 generations of her family. So her advice for the long livingness is that she said, I don't know what the secret to long life is. The only thing I do is I have never eaten meat in my life. I attribute it to that. So her advice is that like her secret for the living for that much years is that she never eaten any meat in her life. So that's her secret. And the next person is that Jenny Calmet. So he has lived in up to 122 years. So she is born in Arles, France in February 1875. Jenny Calmet lived until August 4, 1997, making her at 122 the oldest person of verified age in history. So she the oldest person verified age in the history. Even though she has that much age, she rode bicycle until she turned 100 and she lived on her own until 110 years. So one of her secret she said on her 128th birthday is that I see badly, I hear badly, and I feel badly, but everything is fine. So, like her advice is that even though she done all the bad things, like she almost she smoked cigarette for almost 110 years. So even though there are bad things happening, but she believes that everything is fine. So all is well. So everything goes happen. Everything that happens is for our sake. So whatever happens is just accept it and just move on. So the next most lived person is that Walter Bruening. So he almost lived for the 114 years. So he born in Minnesota in 1896. Walter Bruening was able to see the 3 centuries in his lifetime. So he also saw the 3 different centuries in his lifetime. He died in Montana in 2011 from natural causes. He is the second oldest man of verified age ever born in the United States. So in the United States, he is the second oldest man of the verified age. So his habit of his habit of only 2 meals per day and working for as many years as he could stemmed his longevity. So his secret for living such long years is that he just eats 2 meals per day and works as many years as he has energy in him. So it is one of the habit of him, and the advisory and the advice he gives is that you keep your mind and your body both busy. You will be here for a long time. So he told that you have to you always have to keep your mind and the body both busy with, and you should not like, and there you will be here for a long time, and health, eat healthy food and do regular exercise and be fit. So we have to do do work until we have energy in our body, and we have to do regular exercises and stay fit and eat healthy food. So this is the advice from the Walter Bruining. And the next person is the Alexander Image. So he almost lived for the 111 years. Born in Poland in 1903, Alexander Image was a chemist and a parapsychologist residing in the United States. So his habit was that he never drank alcohol in his lifetime. And he said that his secret to live long is that I don't know, I just haven't died it. So he just replied with a simple answer that he don't know. He don't know what was the actual secret, but he just said that I haven't died yet. So like, so from this we can learn that we don't worry, we don't have to worry about the future. Just we have to live in the present. So don't take stress about anything that about to happen. Just focus on the process that we are applying for the now. So just to focus on the process. The result will automatically come up based on our process. So the secret to long life, however, is not only held by the super centenarians alone. So the long living secrets is are not only permitted just for the people those who are living more than 100 years. So there are many people of advanced age, those who though they haven't made it into Guinness World Records offer the inspiration and the ideas for bringing the energy and the meaning to our life. So there are also people who are not in the Guinness Book of Records, but they also give us the inspiration and provide provides the advices that will lead our life to a best way. So, for examples, the artists who carry the torch of their ikigai instead of retiring have this power. So, the artists who never give up till now, they have they know their life purpose and they didn't give up that too easily. So they have the power to portray anything beautifully even though they have more age. And of those still living, none have retired, and all still enjoy their passion which they plan to pursue until their final breath. So they didn't give up that easily. They all are enjoying their passion and doing their work till now. So this demonstrates that when you have a clear purpose, no one can stop you. So first we have to make our ikigai. So and we have to just focus on that and try to build the build the habits to achieve that purpose. So if you have a clear ikigai, then no one can stop you. And so the without the question, the international superstar star of longevity is Japan. So this means that the average life expectancy of the Japan is higher than any country in the world. So the reason behind is that is not only just depends on its culture, but their effort to stay active until the very end and the culture they practice are the key elements of their secret to long life. Like they the longevity of the Japanese is not only depend on their culture, but they also try to be active until their last end, and they try to practice practice their own culture efficiently. So if you want to stay busy even when there is no need to work, there has to be an ikigai and your horizon, a purpose that guides you throughout your life and pushes you to make things of beauty and the utility for that community and for yourself. So you must have your ikigai and your horizon and be fixed for that and do whatever you want to achieve that goal. Thank you.
Hello everyone, this is Mohan. Now I'm going to give a few points about Ikigai diet, like the diet which is consumed by the longest living people on the earth. Yeah, here we can see a graph of a life expectancy in which few cities are compared like Okinawa, Japan, Sweden, and USA. From this, we can see that Okinawa and Japan is both. Japan has the highest life expectancy in the world, like 85 years for men and 87 years for women. Moreover, it has highest ratio of the centenarians. Like centenarians are those who crossed 100, and USA has less life expectancy. If you see from this graph, yeah, the above graph compares the life expectancy in Japan, Okinawa, and Sweden, and United States of America. Okinawa is one of the areas in Japan that was mostly affected in during World War II. Okinawans record from the destruction as they record from the destruction, they became the country's longest living citizens. Okinawans miracle diet. Yeah, what the secret for their longest living citizens is their diet. Okinawan diet. It's often discussed around the world at panels on nutrition. A few researchers also they just published books on this diet, and they just concluded reached to few conclusions that locals eat a wide variety of foods, especially vegetables. The centenarians like 206 different foods and including spices they just consumed. Okinawans consumed. They ate an average of 18 different foods each day. Each day they ate 18 different foods. They eat at least 5 servings of fruit and vegetables every day. Every day they will have at least 5 fruits and 5 vegetables. Grains are the foundation of their diet. Japanese people eat white rice every day, sometimes adding noodles. Rice is the primary food in Okinawa. Like as we have rice is the primary food, they also have the primary food as rice, white rice actually. They rarely eat sugar, like they eat cane sugar actually. And then 15 natural oxidants found in Okinawan diet. Like antioxidants are the molecules that slow the process of oxidation and they neutralize the free radicals. The free radicals are the like, negative ions which cause the aging in humans. Because they are rich in antioxidants and are eaten nearly every day in the region, these 15 foods are considered key to Okinawan diet. Like 15 oxidants are like tofu, miso, tuna, carrots, like goya. Goya is a like bitter gourd, kombu, sea kale, like you can see here, cabbage and nori, seaweed here, nori you can see in this picture, onions, sauce sprouts, and hechima. Like hechima is a cucumber-like gourd, which we actually consume it. Sweet potato, peppers, and like jasmine tea. Jasmine tea leaves are here. Yeah. One another important secret of their long living is green tea. Green tea has been created for centuries with significant medicinal properties. And recent studies have confirmed its many benefits, have attested to the importance of this ancient plant in the longevity of those who drink it often. And the specialty of green tea is after they when after the leaves are dried, they still have retain the active elements which are present in it. Yeah, there are few benefits of having green tea, like controlling cholesterol, lowering blood pressure, blood sugar levels, improving circulation, protection against the flu, promoting bone health, protection against certain bacterial infections, protection against UV damage also, cleaning and diuretic effects. And green tea has many advantages. Like drinking green tea or white tea every day can help us reduce the free radicals in our body, keeping us young longer. Shikuwasa. Shikuwasa is a citric fruit consumed by Okinawans. The fruit tree is extremely acidic. Like it is impossible to drink Shikunawa juice without diluting it with water. Shikunawas also contain high levels of nobiletin, flavored, rich in antioxidants. Wherever you see there are antioxidants. Like Shikunawas also contain vitamin C and B1, beta carotene, and minerals. These are the diet taken by our Okinawans. Now the antioxidant for Westerners, the US people, whatever they consume. Yeah, vegetables such as broccoli, they consume a lot, and oily fish such as salmon, mackerel, tuna, fish fruits such as citrus, strawberries and apricots, berries, blueberries, dried fruits, grains, olive oil, and red wine. Yeah, the major reason why yeah, I can from here I can conclude is the major reason why Okinawans live longer is they major part of their food contains antioxidant, natural antioxidants, green tea, and traditional food. Yeah, that the food also helps in living a longer life. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ankit Bharti from CH1 batch. We are topic we today we are discussed on the topic resilience and Babi Saab. In this chapter, we have to discuss how to face our life challenges without letting stress and worry edge. In this chapter, we first all discuss what is resilience. Resilience is our ability to deal with setbacks. The more resilient we are, the easier it will be to pick ourselves up and get back to what gives meaning to our life. Resilient people know how to stay focused on their objective, on what matter, without giving in to discouragement. Their flexibility is the source of their strength. They know how to adapt to change and to reversal of fortune. They concentrate on the things they can control and don't worry about those they can't. Now we will discuss emotional resilience through Buddhism and Stoicism. Siddhartha Gautama Buddha was born a prince of Kapilvastu, Nepal, and grew up in a palace surrounded by rich- riches. At 16, he married and had a child, whose name was Rahul. Not satisfied by his family wealth, at 29 he decided to try a different lifestyle and ran away from the palace to live as an ascetic. But it was not asceticism that he was looking for. It didn't offer the happiness and well-being he sought. Neither wealth nor extreme asceticism worked for him. He realized that a wise person should not ignore a life pleasure. A wise person can live with this pleasure but should always remain conscious of how easy to be enslaved by them. Zeno of Citium began his studies with the sciences. The sciences also led ascetic lives, leaving behind all earthly pleasure. They lived in a street, and the only things they owned was the clothing on their backs. Seeing that scientism that didn't give him a sense of well-being, Zeno amended its teaching to found the school of Stoicism, which centers on the idea that there is nothing wrong with enjoying life, pleasure as long as they do not take control of your life as you enjoy them. You have to be prepared for those pleasures to disappear. The goal is not to eliminate all feelings and pleasure from our lives, as in cynicism, but to eliminate negative emotion. Since their inception, one of the objectives of both Buddhism and Stoicism has been to control pleasure, emotion, and desire. Through the philosophies are very different, both aim to curb our ego and control our negative emotion. Both Stoicism and Buddhism are at their roots method for practicing well-being. According to Stoicism, our pleasure and desire are not the problem. We can enjoy them as long as they don't take control of us. The Stoics viewed those who were able to control their emotion as virtues. Now we discussed what is the worst thing that control happen. We finally land our dream job, but after a little while we are already hunting for a better one. We just find figuring out a better one who is better. We win the lottery and was buy a nice car, but then decide we can't live without sailboat. We finally win the heart of man or woman we have been pinning for hours, and suddenly find we have a wandering eye. People can be instable. The Stoics believed that these kinds of desire and ambition are not worth pursuing. The objective of the virtuous person is to reach a state of tranquility, apatheia, the absence of negative feelings such as anxiety, fear, shame, vanity, and anger, and the presence of positive feelings such as happiness, love, serenity, and gratitude. In order to keep their minds virtuous, Stoicism practices something like negative virtualization. They imagine the worst thing that could happen in order to be prepared in certain privilege and pleasure were taken from them. To practice negative virtualization, we have to reflect on the negative events but without worrying about them. Since one of the richest men in ancient Rome lived a life of luxury but was not nonetheless an active Stoic, he recommended practicing negative visualization every night before falling asleep. In fact, he not only imagined these negative situations, he actually put them into a practice. For example, by living for a week without servant or the food and drink he was used to as a wealthy man. As a result, he was able to answer the question, what was the worst thing that could happen? Thank you.